The internet has produced some strange people over the years, but every now and then somebody shows up who looks at a platform made for building obstacle courses and goofy roleplay games and somehow decides, you know what this needs? A cult. That sentence sounds fake. It sounds like the setup to a joke somebody wrote at 3 in the morning after spending 12 hours scrolling through Roblox drama. But it's real. Roblox has had its fair share of hackers, scammers, exploiters, fake developers, fake billionaires, fake girlfriends, and enough fake giveaways to keep a small rainforest alive with all the imaginary Robux floating around. Yet somehow, among all of that chaos, a handful of people managed to convince hundreds, sometimes thousands, of players to treat them like they were some kind of digital prophet. Today we're looking at one of the most infamous examples. A story about power, manipulation, loyalty, betrayal, and the inevitable collapse that always seems to happen whenever somebody starts believing they're the main character of the internet. What's fascinating isn't even the leader themselves. It's how ordinary players ended up following them in the first place. That's the part that always gets me. Nobody joins something thinking they're signing up for disaster. They join because they're looking for friends, purpose, excitement, or simply somewhere they feel included. That's where these communities become dangerous. They stop feeling like a Roblox group and start feeling like an identity. At first, everything looks harmless. The leader is charismatic. They're active every day. They host events. They're funny. They seem confident. People naturally gather around confidence because confidence is contagious, even when it's completely undeserved. Soon the group starts growing. New members are welcomed enthusiastically. They receive ranks. They earn titles. They begin feeling like they've become part of something important. Every successful online community starts with people having fun together. The difference is that healthy communities encourage individuality. Cult-like communities slowly erase it. The leader begins introducing strange rules. Maybe everyone has to wear the same outfit. Maybe certain phrases become mandatory. Maybe members are expected to attend meetings. Missing an event suddenly isn't viewed as simply missing an event. It's viewed as letting everyone down. That's where the emotional pressure begins creeping in. Nobody notices because every new rule seems small by itself. Nobody wakes up one morning and agrees to surrender their independence. It happens one tiny step at a time, until suddenly they're asking permission before playing another Roblox game because they don't want to upset the group. That's when things have officially gone off the rails. The leader starts becoming larger than life. Their profile picture appears everywhere. Fan art floods the Discord server. Members compete to gain recognition. People begin quoting everything the leader says as though every sentence deserves to be engraved into digital stone tablets. Criticism disappears almost overnight. Anyone asking reasonable questions gets labelled a traitor. That's another classic pattern. Healthy communities improve through criticism. Cults survive by eliminating it. The leader's word becomes the final answer to everything. If they lose a battle, it wasn't their fault. If someone leaves, that person was secretly evil all along. If evidence appears contradicting them, the evidence becomes fake. Reality itself starts bending around whatever protects the leader's image. Eventually, the role-playing expands beyond role-play. Players stop pretending they're soldiers or citizens and begin acting like they genuinely owe this person loyalty. Some spend entire days patrolling games for enemies who don't even know they're participating in some bizarre internet war. Others dedicate countless hours recruiting strangers. Every new member becomes another number, proving the leader's greatness. The community develops an us versus them mentality. Everyone outside the group becomes suspicious. Rival communities become villains. Neutral players become potential threats. The internet suddenly transforms into one giant battlefield where every disagreement feels like a declaration of war. The funny thing is that from the outside, it looks ridiculous. You're watching blocky characters wearing matching uniforms argue about imaginary kingdoms while standing next to somebody dressed like a giant banana riding a flying toilet. Roblox has a unique ability to make the most dramatic situations visually hilarious. 1 second somebody is delivering a speech about eternal loyalty. The next second, a bacon hair walks past carrying a cheeseburger bigger than their torso. Despite how absurd it looks, the emotions involved are completely real. Friendships become genuine. Betrayals hurt. Exclusion hurts. Public humiliation hurts. The pixels are fake. The feelings aren't. That's exactly why manipulative leaders thrive. They understand human psychology far better than they understand game design. They reward loyalty publicly. They punish dissent publicly. Every promotion feels like winning the lottery. Every demotion feels like social exile. Soon members start policing each other without the leader needing to do anything. People report friends for questioning authority. Screenshots become evidence. Conversations become investigations. Everyone begins walking on eggshells because nobody wants to lose their status. Ironically, the leader becomes less active while gaining more control. That's because the community starts enforcing the rules for them. The system practically runs itself. At this point, the leader has developed an image that's almost impossible to challenge. New members hear endless success stories. Veteran members remember only the good times. Anyone speaking negatively gets drowned out immediately. The leader appears unstoppable until one tiny crack forms in the foundation. Every internet empire eventually develops one. Maybe leaked screenshots appear. Maybe former moderators release evidence. Maybe financial scams surface. Maybe private messages expose hypocrisy. Whatever starts, it usually seems insignificant compared to what follows. Once people begin questioning one thing, they start questioning everything. Suddenly, members notice contradictions that were sitting in front of them for months. The leader who preached honesty lied repeatedly. The leader demanding loyalty secretly mocked followers behind closed doors. The leader insisting everyone sacrificed time barely showed up themselves. The illusion starts unraveling with incredible speed. Communities built entirely around personality tend to collapse exactly the same way they formed. Fast. Panic spreads through Discord servers. Moderators resign overnight. Group walls fill with arguments. Entire friend groups split apart. Some defend the leader no matter what evidence appears. Others immediately abandon ship. Watching these collapses feels like watching a digital skyscraper implode floor by floor. Every hour brings another revelation, another leaked document, another recording, another former insider deciding they've stayed silent long enough. The leader usually responds the same way. First comes denial, then deflection, then blaming enemies, then claiming everything was taken out of context, then insisting the community stay united against outside attacks. It's practically a script at this point. Occasionally there's an emotional apology mixed in, except the apology somehow spends more time explaining why everyone else caused the situation than accepting responsibility. Amazingly, plenty of followers still believe every word. That's another uncomfortable truth about online communities. Facts alone rarely change people's minds. Identity does. If someone has spent years building friendships around one leader, accepting the truth means admitting they invested years into something unhealthy. That's emotionally painful. Denial becomes easier. Eventually, reality catches up anyway. Membership numbers begin dropping. Former allies create exposed videos, rival groups celebrate. Memes spread across Roblox faster than wildfire. The once feared leader becomes a punchline. It's almost impossible to maintain an aura of absolute authority once people start making reaction images about you. Internet history has proven many things, but one universal law appears undefeated. Nobody survives becoming a meme forever. The leader who once commanded virtual armies now struggles getting people to attend meetings. Their speeches receive laughing emojis instead of applause. Their announcements disappear beneath sarcastic comments. Even loyal supporters quietly stop showing up. Silence becomes the loudest criticism imaginable. One by one, moderators remove the group insignias from their profiles. Community creators stop making fan art. Recruitment slows to almost nothing. The servers that once buzzed 24 hours a day begin feeling abandoned. The collapse doesn't always happen through one dramatic explosion. Sometimes it's slower, a long fade into irrelevance. That's almost sadder because nobody notices the exact moment the empire ends. One day, people simply stop caring. A new trend arrives, a new game releases, a new controversy captures everyone's attention. The former leader becomes another forgotten username buried somewhere inside Roblox history. Looking back, the warning signs always seem obvious. Excessive control, isolation from criticism, constant demands for loyalty, punishment for questioning authority, glorification of one individual above everyone else. Those patterns appear everywhere, not only on Roblox. The platform simply compresses them into colourful, blocky form, where younger audiences often encounter them for the first time. That's why stories like this matter. They're entertaining, sure, because the entire concept sounds ridiculous. But they're also reminders that manipulation doesn't require fancy suits, expensive offices, or secret compounds. Sometimes all it takes is a Discord server, a Roblox group, and somebody convincing enough to make people believe following them is the most important thing in the world. The strange part is that many former members eventually describe the experience similarly. They don't remember joining a cult. They remember joining friends. They remember laughing during events, building together, winning games together, feeling like they belonged somewhere. The manipulation came later, disguised as commitment. That's what makes these stories fascinating instead of merely funny. Human psychology doesn't suddenly stop working because the characters have square heads. Status still matters. Belonging still matters. Approval still matters. Once someone understands those motivations, they gain influence far beyond what most people expect. Thankfully, the internet also has a remarkable self-correcting mechanism. Exposure spreads quickly. Receipts last forever. Screenshots refuse to disappear. Every attempt to rewrite history usually creates even more evidence contradicting it. That's why so many online empires fall harder than they rose. The same algorithms that amplify popularity also amplify failure. The same audiences cheering your victories eventually analyze your mistakes frame by frame. Fame online comes with a built-in expiration date if it depends entirely on controlling the narrative. Eventually somebody records the truth. Somebody leaks the conversation. Somebody archives the deleted messages. Somebody remembers what happened. Then the dominoes start falling. The rise feels unstoppable while you're watching it happen. The fall feels inevitable once you know the ending. That's the cycle. Somebody gains influence. Influence becomes authority. Authority becomes control. Control becomes obsession. Obsession becomes downfall. Then another person shows up convinced they'll succeed where everyone else failed, completely ignoring the mountain of digital ruins already scattered across the platform. Roblox keeps moving forward regardless. Millions of players log in to build, create, compete, and have fun. Most groups remain perfectly normal. Most communities simply exist because people enjoy spending time together. But every once in a while, someone mistakes attention for destiny, mistakes followers for ownership, and mistakes popularity for invincibility. History repeats itself with a different username, a different outfit, and a different logo. But the ending almost always stays the same. The empire crumbles, the followers move on, the servers grow quiet, and the person who once believed they ruled an online kingdom ends up becoming another cautionary tale buried beneath years of internet history. Proving once again that no matter how powerful someone feels inside a virtual world, nobody stays on top forever.